Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the 2017 to present Vacheron Constantin Patrimony moon phase retrograde date. Large for a dress watch, it's 42.5 millimeters in 5N red gold. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you can see it fits well because it has a reasonably constrained span across the wrist of 49.2 millimeters, which makes it viable on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. But make no mistake, at almost 43 millimeters, this is on the large side for a dress watch, and it has a broad saucer-like presence. So if you want a dress watch and you want the grace of a Vacheron, but you've got a bigger wrist or a taste for bigger watches, this is a good match for your needs. The timepiece is relatively slender as well, despite automatic winding and two complications. It's only 9.9 millimeters thick, but it has a broad lug spacing, so the strap looks proportional to the width across the wrist of the case. That's the advantage of a 22 millimeter lug spacing. This is a very contemporary watch in terms of dimensions and proportions. Jump in close, you can see the strap is a large rectangular scale alligator leather matte finish, dark brown, folded edge with a monotone stitch, and you can see it's double gator, being alligator leather on both sides, small round scale on the bottom, rectangular scale on the top, the idea being to create a longer wearing strap that's going to have a far longer lifespan on the wrist than if there were calfskin on the bottom. A simple rose gold pin buckle, all red gold, handsome, and Maltese cross motif to remind you of the logo of the company. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You can see that the timepiece has a blade-like profile to its case, as it's considerably smaller at its base than at its bezel, which gives the watch a slender look on the wrist. It swells rather than sits blockish in profile. The watch has lovely straight and strong lugs, and you can see one aspect of the hand finishing of the watch is external, and it's that sharp break between the plane of the lug and the plane of the case. To achieve that clean joint takes a great deal of skill and time. The watch is all of high polish. There isn't a satin finished facet to be seen, so it has a very formal presence on the wrist, as well as, one might even say, a little bit of an outsized and raffish character, as this is an awful large dress watch and it declares itself in no uncertain terms. The bezel is flat and minimalist, and you can see the dial has a lovely silver opaline, that is to say a matte silver finish. There's a double quickset system, one for the retrograde and then one for the moon phase in the intermediate setting position. You can set both of the complications of the watch, so there are no pusher adjusters, and the watch does away with one of the weaknesses of past Vacheron complications that would have featured pusher adjuster dimples on the flanks. Here everything is done through the crown. The dial is of exceptionally high grade. You can see the lovely matte silver opaline of the dial with rose gold cabochon outboard against which to read the minute scale. There are diamond polished applique rose gold indices. Let's bring the moon phase back into view, because it is a lovely one. You'll note that the soft rose tones of the moon phase here beautifully complement the silver of the dial as well as the blue of the crescent style moon phase and age of the moon indicator. You have the retrograde date with a oxidized and blackened skeletonized triangular index pointer, and of course the dial has the applique rose gold Maltese cross. This is a Patrimony family watch, so we have baton style hands rather than the Dauphine of the Traditionnel line. You'll also appreciate that these are fluted and creased hands, so that crease down the center makes them more legible against the base. Turn it all over and you have a Vacheron manufacture movement. Let's get a little bit closer. This is caliber 2460 R31L. So R31 meaning retrograde 31, L for lune, the moon phase. A lovely 22 karat gold winding mass that has been cut on a rose lathe. This is real guilloche, not a stamped rotor. And in 22 karat, Vacheron's giving you the goods. No 21 or 18 karat here. Vacheron giving you the heaviest and most expensive mass with a ceramic rotor bearing its center and unidirectional action. It's both sealed for life and exceptionally efficient. 27 joules automatic winding, 40-hour power reserve, adjusted in 5 positions and beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. This is a movement that's adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer, and other versions of this movement are chronometer certified, so it's certainly capable of keeping that type of time. You'll note that there is a mirrored anglage within every jewel and screw sink, as well as on the edge of every bridge, and you can see it gleaming on the edge of the rotor, as well as the half bridge for the balance. You can see the same treatment on the inside of the jewel sinks. Immaculate and perfectly aligned Côte de Genève. I'll try to show them to good effect, but Côte de Genève across the bridges. You can see them here. And then there is an engine turned perlage on the base plate below the balance. All screw heads, as you can see, are black polished, and this is the highest standard of finish. Not just Geneva Hallmark on the inside, but since 2012, Geneva Hallmark on the outside. As you can see, the Poinçon de Genève stamped on the case itself, as since 2012, the Hallmark has been a fully cased up, full watch imprimatur of fine finish and standards. The timepiece, handsomely executed, 30 meters water resistant, so not an aquatic timepiece. Nevertheless, you've got an overseas for that, and this for all other occasions. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox.